You want to believe Dangote Refinery is active? Here, there you have it. What about actually letting the refinery get ready for real work, right? It will do the PR by itself. The same refinery that they opened in May. Have you forgotten? The same refinery that you beat your chest like a dwarf monkey. Abi? Say a dwarf Godzilla or something like that, right? By the end of June, Dangote Refinery is going to, you have been beating your chest like that for a while. And you are still doing that now. Not because you have any concrete evidence to show that indeed you have one. I want it to be. Like I want you to have that. So that at least the failure of your criminal leaders, all right, can actually be a little bit covered by the quota system, where all the story around it is they don't bother you. I don't think they do bother you, okay? You shouldn't be. But at least let it actually be ready. Not all this media, because some of you probably don't know that it's all like PR. There's a reason for it. Nigeria media have reported, the same Nigeria media that said the refinery will start in June 2023. Breaking news. Dangote Refinery is going to start the first production in June, end of June 2023. And the same media come today, they say, breaking news. Dangote Refinery is now, Dangote Refinery starts production. That's what they said. Starts production. I also want it to be true. Okay? And I think I'm going to need more than that flair. I mean, come on, even if you have forgotten, now just December here, when I show us the video of a flare in Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt Refinery active again, finished. I say, are you sure? Hey now, Mayegun concept, what is your problem? Are you not happy that the Port Harcourt Refinery is now finished, is working? Why are you always negative about Nigeria? I said, because I want to be honest. That is why I want to be honest. I don't want to lie to myself like you are lying to yourselves, because they lied to you, right? And you are lying to yourself. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to believe these criminals because I can't believe them. I just can't. Do you understand that? Only for them to come back 2 days later. No, it's the first section. The Port Harcourt Refinery is going to be ready by the end of 2024. Abinobi, you can't talk that one later. After you call me enemy negative person. Are you not happy? I said, it's a lie. Are you really sure? But you are not sure. But you want it to be. You wanted come on, man. So I have been around for a while. So that is why all this don't work on me. I will be happy for you. I have told you this before. Like if they actually do something that will actually impact your life and all that. I will talk about it. You don't need to force that on people to believe a lie simply because you believe that lie. The lie is so good. It looks so good that, Mayego, are you saying pay? I'm not saying pay anything. I'm saying that if their refinery is working, they won't need PR. They won't need any 19 seconds PR. They won't need all of this media PR and all of that to keep putting it in your subconscious mind. And then few months, feel that the story changes. Then suddenly they put it back in your mind. They continue to put that in your face. And then they turn out and say, well, you are a bad person. You're a bad person that you don't believe it this time. Forgetting the fact that they've lied to you for the past, how many years? 2020, 2021. Okay, coronavirus 2020 spread to 2021. Delayed it by 2 years, they said. It was supposed to be ready in 2023. Remember that because of Corona, it was supposed to be ready in 2020. They moved it to 2021. Because of Corona. Then economic, whatever crisis, world economic this. We didn't know. As they were lying to you about those, they were using the same Dangote refinery with its collaboration with the Central Bank of Emefiele to what you have today. And since the EFCC raided that his office, it can't be like they pay more money to the PR guys to kind of continue to remind all of you Dangote refinery is here. Because according to people, they said raiding Dangote's refinery, EFCC raiding Dangote's refinery, Dangote's office in Lagos, we actually send a very, very wrong signals to investors. Something is not right. If the government of Nigeria can go after this guy because of whatever investigation they said they are doing, man, we're just going to have to be careful before. That's what they said, though, but some said, shut up, Joe, investors will see investors, but what happened is that there is more to why the investors don't want to be in that place. I said, well, there are so many reasons. This could be one of them too. This is actually one of them too. So this PR and all of that, I have no deal. Like I said, what do you think is going to take them? Eh? When you don't have journalists or real investigative journalists in Nigeria who are not brown envelope caricature and never chop and all that. They are doing their thing like you have them in all this Western world, right? You see so many of them who are going to probably like doing their own private investigative journalism right now, report on what is going on. So what do you think? Why do you think it's so difficult for them to, why do you think it's going to be difficult for them to move the same diesel and petrol into the refinery in the middle of the night and then begin to load it? You probably don't have to see the production, Abby, would you? And they don't even have to kind of start any production per se. Just put it on their faces and that's it. Remember, they have told you the Dangote refinery is not going to reduce the price of your petrol or diesel in Nigeria. And as they've already started they kind of already paved the way for higher pay anyway. So, I mean, higher prices anyway. So if Dangote or this, whatever, it's not adding anything to you. I really, really do hope it works. I'll show you this video a second time and tell me what you see again. And I heard that it is somewhere in Ibejuleke, Abi. Did you see that? It seems like there was light in Lagos when they took that video. At least in the larger part, Abi. Now, you see that flare that you are seeing? Normally it's called the gas flare. Here you get. So when you have some remnants of crude oil in the production machine and all of that, I don't kind of have the real names they call them. Okay, when you have that to test your machine and all of that, so it's going to work like it is refining a crude as well. Okay, now you see that part where you are seeing that flare burning all of that, whatever, right? When they started the crude oil refining process, you see that thing that continue to burn there is a dangerous carbon dioxide. They have many other worse name for it. And I heard that some of you, you are already, because there's going to be electricity around the Dangote refinery, you have started buying properties around there. So my own is not to break your heart per se, but if I see danger, make I tell you. You see that thing that is flaring there? If it becomes operational for real, and it begins to flare like that every day, in the next 10, 15 years, you see the children that they are going to be giving birth to in that surrounding, all the surrounding area, the villages and all of that, all those places, right? You can possibly expect some level of deformity in them all over the world, where you have refineries. They encourage people not to live on sites, like don't live around that place, don't live close to it, don't live 100 what do you call it, don't live 100 kilometers, so it's just stay away. So in most cases they will build them in the deserts, not places where people kind of come out. No. And when you look at people who works in the refinery, right, they are like the whole battalion of like, you know what I mean, like the whole army. of everything they need. And when they are leaving the facility, they drive away to where safe place and all of that. But if they say you say the lands around the Dangote refinery are now very, very expensive. And to you, that is the future, this or that. Anyway, I hope, like I just showed you earlier, the Gombe criminals who are selling children, the involvement of those who are supposed to protect the children, social welfare officers, were those in fact facilitating, what do you call it, facilitating the sale of the. Now, when that time comes, when a lot of you will begin to form associations, Association of Ibejuleki residents, Association of the deformed residents of Ibejuleki, Association of the Dangote refineries victims of retardation. Because all of us are the victims. So how come, what happened? They say, you can see that I look retarded, but that is not my fault. It's because of a you now go begin to get all kind of association. They begin to protest. Dangote must be this. Dangote refinery must do that. Human life is this or that. In 10, 15 years time, and there will be no government officials at all that will give a damn, I'll give a fuck about you. All right, that's the upside part of it. Apart from that, I really, really do wish that your refinery, that Dangote refinery actually really works. It doesn't really matter anyway, because of what value is it gonna add, per se, than just to make Dangote and his friends richer and you poorer. You don't believe me? That's all right. So the last part of tonight is I was going to take calls, but we have kind of overshot our time. So I'm just going to continue to talk to you until I'm tired, and I can then just call it a night. How many of you remember this, by the way? I don't know. I just stumbled on it today when I read that, in case if all of you don't know, the last time that the Supreme Court of Nigeria, or the Supreme Court of Injustice in Nigeria, said they gave a ruling in Maazi Nnamdi Kanu's trial. And according to them, the way Maazi Nnamdi Kanu was indeed kidnapped from Kenya was unacceptable, like it was completely illegal. But the fact that the appeal court said he has no case to answer, that is not right in their own opinion. And these courts have no right to withdraw, to have withdrawn his bail conditions and his bail. These were the statement of the Supreme Court like weeks ago now. But do you know something? In that their ruling and judgment, which means they said the case should be returned back to their lower court, appeal court, and they should look into why his bail was revoked and it should be reinstated. All of that stuff should like go back there. Do you know up till now the same Supreme Court hasn't released that judgment? Because you can't go back to any court if the court that ruled that you should go back also failed to assign. Maybe not Supreme Court will assign, maybe not NJC will assign, maybe not, I don't know who is supposed to reassign the case to this lower court. But intentionally, it hasn't left the Supreme Court since that day you heard about it. Up till now. Even though they told you that, oh, yeah, it is called delay tactics. They are not pursuing justice of anything. And that's why his lawyers believe that now Maazi Nnamdi Kanu is now a victim of illegal detention in Nigeria. And that is not a joke. And I believe that even when I read that, like the way I felt was like, I'm going to actually like encourage more people to intensify the general demand for the release of Maazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally, like you've never done it before. I felt like I'm going to actually like help amplify that, because they can keep him there. Same court that said keeping him in detention like that is injustice. The same Supreme Court, too. But they have technically refused to release that judgment so that they can say, oh, it is now back to the appeal court. Now, the appeal president of Mr. President, Mrs. President of Appeal Court, we need you to assign this case. Now, they are still holding it. And they will spend another months, right, before they finally assign it. Then they will spend another month before they finally pick a normal day and hearing and all of that. Then they will continue to adjourn. And ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you this officially, right? That Tifnubu has inherited Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who happened to be the Boko Haram's enemy. So Tifnubu has inherited the Boko Haram's enemy. So it is now kind of proper and very okay to say Tifnubu is the one holding Nnamdi Kanu. Don't listen to whatever anybody tells you, and do anything you can. I mean, do anything you want with that information. Also, when you go out there, or when you speak at any forum, when you write that your own article, that piece, and everything you do in your own capacity, you need to begin to make it clearer to the whole world. It is Tifnubu that is holding Nnamdi Kanu. It is not because he's afraid of any North. Some people might tell you that you know, you cannot just release him like that. It's going to upset these people. No. That's bullshit. You are giving excuses for him. Nah. It is all practically intentional. All practically intentional. And if you really want to raise the voice, raise it in that direction. It is going to yield that way. And any motherfucker that tells you that you are wrong for believing that Tifnubu is holding Nnamdi Kanu and other people's interests is being protected by the same Tifnubu until it's going to be convenient for him, when he can use Nnamdi Kanu for his own political leverage. Do not let him turn Nnamdi Kanu to his own guinea pig. Boko Haram kept him as a trophy. Boko Haram wanted to show to his Fulani terrorists that if you are afraid of this guy, I can do anything and get him for you. Unfortunately, they've now realized that kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu, keeping him in their own detention there, maltreating him and the rest of that, denying him his own legal rights as he should be under the United Nations Human Rights Convention, Geneva Convention, as they all love to quote that. Human Rights Convention, Geneva Convention. Nobody gives a damn about Geneva Convention in Nigeria. You know that. All of that was done not because they are pursuing not because he's done any crime or committed anything. No. It was done because somebody just was like, I could do it. Even if I have to break the laws everywhere, I don't care. I'll do it. And I can show it to all these jihadists that I can do it. I told you. It was supposed to be a trophy for him. And the legal system in Nigeria was completely desecrated, like abused beyond any description by these rogues, only for them to end up losing out. So the Supreme Court that was supposed to probably set the record straight decided to continue to play that game. So don't let anybody tell you that Tifnubu can't let him go because it's a case in court, it's a blah, 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 all that nonsense. Intensify it and do whatever you think is right to be done in your own little way until the criminals and people like this that denies their own ancestry simply because it is not profitable in a contraption called Nigeria to be an Igbo person. Identity crisis. How many of you remember this? It's just a few years back. Remember this?
One of the most popular questions,
yes,
is that you are Igbo and that you are denying that you are not Igbo. Are you Igbo or not?
I'm not. You see, people must understand things. When we are in the Eastern region, nobody can deny that fact. We're in the Eastern region. People interpret my name as Wike. They don't understand the history of Wike. In my play, Wike means a newborn baby. See, Wike is a new baby. Right? They said Wike is a strong person or whatever. That's not my point. Okay, assuming I'm an Igbo. Assuming I'm an Igbo, as they said. So I should allow criminals in Igbo land to kill security agencies. Assuming that.
No, they don't
issue.
want. No, sir. They don't want you to deny your Igbohood. They say, for example, your first name, Ezenwo, is an Igbo name.
No, you see, that's why we have to be careful. My name is Ezebunwa. Ezebunwa. Now, you see, nobody can deny the fact of affinity with Igbos. Nobody can deny the fact that in our place, your mother may come from Igbo, your father may come from Igbo. We have had that cultural affiliation and affinity. You cannot deny that. Take for example, in Benin or Edo State, they've been with the Southwest. Is that not correct? Is that not correct? There are so many names. Here, Apata. There's Apata in Edo. There's Apata in Yoruba. So are you not saying the Apata in Edo is the same Apata in Yoruba land? That is spelling different. They may have a relationship, but that does not mean that you are the same. You know, people, when they want to do something, they, assuming I'm an Igbo, do not consider. Assuming I'm an Igbo, do not consider. But I am not in Rivers State, right? So because I'm an Igbo in Rivers State, so I should allow criminals from my area, who they say as Igbos, to go and kill security forces, agents. Is that what I'm trying to say? I'm not one politician that for whatever political mileage, I will not change my identity. I will not. And people should understand that. I've given you a difference between Apata in Edo, Apata in the West. And that is the same Apata. They may have some relationship. You never can tell. After all, there's nobody that can say you came on your own. We have all links here and there. Some people trace, today. Some Equatorial people in their own history say we come from Benin, right? We come from Benin. Okay, I may believe the history. History is not something you can say is sacrosanct. Some people have their own views about history. No, from what we have read, people came from here. From what we have read, people came from here. But assuming people now say we are from Benin, position is now zoned to Benin. Therefore, I will go and contest that election because my history, my progenitors, my origin, they are from Benin. Okay, like you, Dele Momodu, you are from the Yoruba. And Yaibu came, Oduduwa descended from heaven. Maybe
I'm actually from Edo State.
Okay, I'm just sorry. Okay, fine. You see, the Dele Momodu. You see,
Delegiwa too was from Edo State.
You see. No, but you see, some people will now say you are from the Yoruba because your name, your similar, your name resembles a Yoruba name. So
you go explain Taya with a wiki. Talk about yourself. Tell us about your own ancestors. Explain to people what you know. They are kind of convince them and say, well, the names may sound similar, but I'm not Igbo. Baba, this is one of those that if he continue to have his way, Nnamdi Kanu will remain in that place. That's why I told you. Don't let anybody tell you that if Tinubu cannot let Nnamdi Kanu go after all that is on record. Because as criminally minded person, he will look for a way to leverage and take advantage of it, believing that, like we said, whatever money, like he always said, right, himself, he said, whatever money cannot do, more money will do it. And maybe this is the opportunity for him to meet Nnamdi Kanu for the first time. As usual, offer him something. I wouldn't know why he would do that. I'm just saying. You remember there are some of you who once upon a time believed that Nnamdi Kanu was working for Tifnumbu. I have seen adults, grown-up adults, with supposed brain in their head that have kind of publicly and privately, confidently said, my brother, you don't understand. You see how this IPOB gone self, eh? Tinubu know about it. Make I tell you. No, you don't understand. See, Nnamdi Kanu as well, eh? It's like this. I don't want to say everything. I say, really? Yes, now. You don't know Tinubu. I say, ọmọ ló gọ̀ tó yìí torí ọ̀lọ́ ẹ máa wo confidence tó fi ń sọ̀rọ̀. I know. You are not like that anymore, Abi. But there are people like that. They will tell you confidently. You know how much money that Tinubu give Nnamdi Kanu? Do you know how much money Buhari give Kenekoni? And I'm like, person we born you now, go they look at you and say, Lord, thank God I have a child, I have a son. You know that kind of thing that you just look at somebody and be like, you know? I say, look at him. Very, very, very handsome, but it's a waste of space. I have seen that before. I know you take that personal because Mayegun is about conviction. Like sometimes you need to know, you don't know everything. That's the most cracking one. What you don't know is bigger than you. That is somebody who don't know shit, but he believes he does. You say, come and explain what you mean. Come and explain all you are saying. Apart from all the verboos and not everything that they will be saying, okay? No substance, no nothing. Then they will tell you what you don't know is, I don't know, Sha, kind of. That's exactly what Wiriwike was like there. He couldn't really explain his equareness, explain every other, like, who you are. Me, I'm an Ijebu man. And I don't give a damn about any story anybody tells you about Ijebu. I'm a very proud Ijebu man. A descendant of a warriors. Like, we were one of those who held, like my ancestors, so they were one of those who held the British. Imagine, in a colony, British colony, where everywhere is colonized already. Everybody don't do their own thing. But Ijebu, we had to put a toll in Ekpe before we would allow any of them to access where they usually go for salt, like Iyo. So we became the middlemen. The British were so mad. Like, audacity, we serve they pay tax to these people. We're supposed to have conquered this whole place now. Like, this whole place was supposed to be our colony. They had to wage war. It's called Jebu War. Jebu War is the Jebu War. When the Jebus, they kill us, they kill my ancestors, like no joke. But it was one of the longest wars too, fought with the indigenous people in the colonial territories then. Go and read the history now. So I come from that people. So any other thing where anybody won't talk about any, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, Baba, Benny, you the wine me. I'm in Ijebu, I can be a nation. Ijebu nation now. Because my own ancestors were fighters too. That was when they brought, that Arsenal logo. Canyon. I mean, Canyon folder. Canyon folder, they call it. You know that gunners, you see that thing? That was the first time they would use that kind of a thing in a war in that era. When they shoot like about 3-4 of them, and the Canyon landed and blew people out of the ground to the up like, boah, almost, Which kind of weapon be this? They now believe that the gods of the Oyinbo, the jars of the Oyinbo, was stronger than their own. So they surrendered. And the toll gate was taken off. Go and read the history. I am from that part. So Wiriwike should be able to tell you how his own ancestors were before they were linked to the Igbos or linked to the Benis and the rest of that. As an Ijebu man, Do you know something? If not because, and that's one thing they blamed Awolowo for. Do you know that they believe that it was Awolowo, yeah, that brought the idea of all of us are Yorubas to the mainstream? It was Awolowo. That's why you see, because normal, now the people from Oyo, the Oyo people, they believe that they are the real and original Yoruba. You see, the ones who are from Ife, they believe that they are the real Yorubas too. There are others too who have their different history. You see the history of Oduduwa and all of that. Before they recreated everything, they now put them in the mainstream. We as Ijebus, I'm saying this to you now so that you will understand, though. Okay? As Ijebus, we don't believe that Oduduwa came from any Mecca or came from anywhere. Do you understand? We believe that as Ijebus, they say we carry our own crown. The Ajebu ordered for a crown. The Ajebu who now ordered for the crown became the first Awujale of Ijebuland. And as the Awujale of Ijebuland, the kingdom began to expand and expand and expand and expand, and it became Ijebu kingdom. We did not, we don't have it in our history that Oduduwa came to come and found Ijebu. No. But politically, it was Awolowo. It was Awolowo that was like, all these Yorubas scattered. All these people scattered there. Everybody will tell you I'm Ijebu. I'm Egba. We are Egba people, not Yoruba. We are, we are Oyo. So Oyo people kind of feel like they are the ones who have the connection. So they created the history that way and the rest of that. But it was Awolowo who brought everybody to the mainstream. Everybody should identify as Yorubas as one, simply because of our geographical location and everything that we have all shared in common. Do you understand? In case if you don't know, I'm just saying it to you. History. That is why today you can see everybody from every part of the western part of Nigeria today identify as Yorubas. But me as Ijebu, in my history, Oduduwa did not play so much role there. And it's because that's who I am. But joining the mainstream of people I speak the same language with, like the common mainstream language, means that we share affinity together and all of that. And it worked well in the past. And it should be working well now, if not for the vagabonds that succeeded the brilliant minds like that of Awolowo. Sure, you understand? And that's why we are what we are today. And I don't even want to go into all of that one. So when the Wikis denied his his Igbo-ness, because it is not viable in Nigeria to be Igbo. If you brag about it in some places, they will, especially places like Eda Rivers, he will be gone. They will do everything to finish him. And people like that are still there in the corridors of power, where the man who told him his own real history, Nnamdi Kanu, that told him, Wike, come, let me tell you the history of your ancestors. He became offended. He became angry. And you all know the story. So if anybody tells you now that don't blame Tifnubu for why Nnamdi Kanu is still being locked up, you go shake me from one. Because it's either they don't know what they are saying or they are trying to gaslight you to kind of like make it look normal. Supreme Court says that he shouldn't be locked up. He shouldn't have been treated the way he was treated. He shouldn't have been attacked. They shouldn't have attacked his home and all of that stuff. And more than 3 weeks after that, nearly a month after that statement, they have not released that judgment to the lower court till now. Do they want him dead? Well, time shall tell. So I'll leave you at that, okay? Thank you so much. Thank you very much for tonight. I could kind of still take us extra, but come on. I've been kind of talking now for the past, how many minutes? Anyways, practically like more than 150, nearly 160 minutes. That's 2 hours, 35 minutes, 37 minutes. So I'm going to use the next maybe 5 minutes to gist with you and give you an update. You know, I told you about my coming up studio setup and all of that. Now I'll do some shalaye here. So I picked up the, what is that? So I picked up the lease agreement today, and I have also signed that. So it is actually coming real. So for those who can imagine things, all right, I am going to ask you to probably put your imagination to play now. All right. I am also a dreamer myself. And I always believe that if I can dream about something, I can always make it happen. I always get the support I need most of the time when I need the support. But I never really want to kind of put any of this on anyone who doesn't really feel like it's necessary. Okay. However, on Monday, in fact, I have had people, I've had about 2 people who have indeed donated something for this same cause in my PayPal. Thank you, by the way, if you are watching me. But let me tell you something. I don't care what I actually really get per se at the end of the day. What I pretty much love, which is something I cherished so much, is actually the intention to want to say, oh, I'm going to support him. You do not owe me any of that. Oh. Do you get that now? I mean, normally I should be able to kind of go and set up your studio, Joe. Don't ask us for this. I'm not asking you. All right. I'm just putting it out there that if you choose to kind of support this and all that, just remember, okay, that you are doing so because you want to. And to my own, to my regular donors and the rest, right? I was going to start this on Monday, but it doesn't really sound good to start it on Monday. So we're going to start it on Sunday. So, which is going to be in 2 days' time. So on Sunday, after a program like this, like I told you, so I'm going to put out the link for that support. And remember this. Now, I can even kind of say this, okay? Also, now, whatever you are giving that to me. The moment you give it, it becomes my money. Okay? And that's why I said I would prefer before you click any send to say send, just know that from that moment, that money becomes mine. Okay? And when it comes to accountability, this is different. The why is different is because I believe that you are practically kind of like saving me from getting myself involved in some kind of a financial stress and burden. So that's what I see it as. The only proof I have to show is going to be when my studio is up. Okay. And that is the only responsibility I'm going to owe everyone, including those who are actually not, like there are so many of you that are never going to like donate. You would want to, but you just can't. And you will do everything to share it and tell everybody to please support this. I love this guy and I really, really want to. You know what I mean? So many times your own kindness is, you know what I mean? Like sometimes more than money. Okay. So I want to say, I kind of feel like saying this so that it won't be another 2 weeks or another 3 weeks. Amayegun will say something or cover something. And then the next thing, I regret sending down my £100 to support you. Regret in yellow pile. That's like me, as I am. I am not the type that is, what do you call it? That is in any way owes anybody loyalty. Do you know that? People like me, I don't sort of owe anyone. Not loyalty per se. I'm going to say I don't owe you explanations. You know, I'm kind of the person that believes that I don't owe you any explanation for what I do. So think very well before you possibly support that deal. Mhm. Because if you come around and you're like, hey, I know how much I donated for this studio. Baba Mashik, I keep saying that, and I have my reason for saying that. I want to save you from any kind of heartbreak. You don't need to join the crowd because there's a way we do it. And I'm going to show you on Sunday. It's going to be on Sunday now, not Monday. I'm going to sit down here, talk about a few things and all of that. Then I'm going to start my fundraiser. And I'm going to begin to tell everybody how much I have gotten, how much is in and all of that. And we're going to sit down here. Even if it is 100 pounds that I actually get out of the 15,000 pounds I'm going to raise. That, to me, is a grace. You know what? It's going to be about the intention, the good intention of you saying like, okay, I'm going to be part of that. So it is not about the thousands of pounds and all of that. I'm not really going after that. Sure, you get. So I'm actually like going to see those who love Mayegun enough, right, to go extra miles and then support him. You know, somebody said, he's using reverse psychology on us now. He's using the reverse psychology on you. Oh, he's trying to make you feel no, I'm not making you feel anything. I'm just speaking from the heart. Do you understand? Because I know I'm going to get what I want. Yeah, I'm very confident I'm going to get what I want. I just want you to kind of notice that, just to know that the intention is not how much I get or how much support I get from anybody. No. The real greatness is going to be how many of you genuinely will go that extra mile to be like, no, I'm going to kind of support him. And I've seen people go and say extra miles. This platform in 2023 alone, we raised over 30 to 40 million naira. I mean, like if I have to use all the accounts, over 40 million naira to support different causes. These are people that just feel like we need to do this. If Mayegun believes in it, then it must be good. And lives were touched. Of course, then your election happened and a lot of people just got pissed off like, fuck it, man. I'm not going to give anybody my money. Please let us put the resources together so that we can help all these Mayegun, I don't feel like giving anybody my money in that place, Jare Mayegun. And I can tell you, I know. The charade elections, and some of you were secretly hoping that people will get it right this time around. And you are ready to actually support them, to encourage them to stand up. They did try to. But we all saw what happened anyway. So yeah. Okay, the people didn't react the way they should, and you are upset. I know that. So, but despite all of that, Mayegun's Diary Political with Yoruba Union and all of you, the brethren in the Temple of Truth, you raised over 40 million that touched over 20,000 lives. Don't ever forget that. This platform, we did that in 2022, 2023 calendar year. This is 2024. I have no doubt that we will do greater things. But there's something I also want to add. And I keep telling myself that if we could pull the numbers we pulled and the lives we touched on Mayegun's Diary Political, the way we did in 2022, 2023, 2021, 2022, 2023, especially. Imagine what we can actually achieve in supporting vulnerable people in Nigeria, yeah. When I actually have a better physical, active place that can even do more. Like this, that's what I tell myself, like more. I can't imagine what I'm going to really achieve in that place when I finally move into that office. I probably can't believe what I am imagining that I'm going to achieve So it's not going to be about me, because it's never always been about me. And I'm grateful to everybody who say, now we, they say, who are those who are, what do you call that? Who are sponsoring you? What was that statement again? Who are those who are financing you? Or who are those who are bankrolling you? And I said, just come on to Mayegun's Diary Political and sit with them when I am talking. So I've always been very kind of like, I always feel like I'm one of those lucky ones. Others are like, no, Mayegun, you're hardworking, you worked for it and all of that, you deserved it. I was like, right, I earned it. So I'm going to be counting on you on Sunday. You're going to be watching your screen from £0 to 10 to 20 to 200 to 500 and on like that. And I hope that will be the case. I kind of love putting it in your mind and your consciousness like that, because it is very, very important. It is beyond saying, oh yeah, you've got all this fancy office with all this equipment, with all these computers, and with all of this. So, you know what I mean? This is where the production is happening. Wow, this is great. And all. No, it's beyond that. Because you're also going to be able to actually say, how impactful have you been? Can we actually track the progress of your impact on these people? Yes, you'll be able to track that. And that's why we must make it happen. I'm going to see you some other time, okay? And until then, just kind of take it easy. And don't forget, before you leave tonight, remember, you can still like the broadcast, share it. And I promise you, I will take calls next time. Until then, good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Mayegun Diary, Diary Political.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Nayibi #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bíjó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bí Presido bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ súnra
Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
ha kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.